Hey, what the hell are you doing walking around dressed like Star Wars?
It's Comic-Con, you idiot. We're going to the Javits Center.
Well, you're the idiots, because you three guys would never be walking together.
Yeah, you're his boss, and you two guys are enemies.
Yeah, bite me, Captain Kirk.
Hey, whoa, come on. No, that's Star Trek.
Yeah, that's two different franchises.
Yeah, sorry, guys. She doesn't know.
Nah, it's okay. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Let's go.
Oh, hey, come on. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Not worth it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fanzone Debate. We have an exciting match for you. We got coming up. It's going to be Kaiser and Mike. Or Mike, I think is how it's supposed to be said. Excited about this one. Set this up 2 months ago. Finally shooting it. And it's airing like in a couple weeks. So it worked out. We made it happen. So many more surprises along the way. Can't wait for you all to see it. But I got Payson and Kirk here with me. You know what, guys? Fuck it. Let's just let the cat out of the bag. Gentlemen, how are you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing great. I think this is a really fun matchup when I was put in because you have Mike, who doesn't take this as seriously at all. Like, he will make the biggest mockery sometimes in order to make you laugh. And then you have Kaiser, which when he's saying his regular movie opinion seems like he's living in his own world. Like, I asked him, I was in a chat once and I asked everyone, hey, what's your favorite movie, like, twist in a movie ever? And he said, I think the end of 2001 Planet of the Apes. So I'm like, cool, buddy. Okay. And I really hope he brings that energy. I'm excited to have Kirk Porchowalski here, which is what I'm now dubbing him. So, yeah, really excited.
Kirk, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. There's certain. I'm always excited when I get the invite to judge, and I have the opportunity to come and kind of experience the match firsthand. But there's certain ones where you know it's going to be special, and you know it's going to be a good time. And this is one of them. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, Kaiser even said, well, I won't spoil it. We'll get to it later. Okay, so let's bring in our players. Kaiser, how's it going? It's like 8 a.m.
Well, it's 10:40 a.m. in the morning.
Nice.
This is fun. So, when it was first scheduled 2 months ago, I was like, this is going to be fun. Then Tim sent the questions. I thought to myself, there's only one Fandom question. Why is that? But then I was like, maybe it's just it's a mic thing. So I was like, sure. And now here we are.
You didn't say anything.
No, he did. I was about to say it, Kaiser. You actually did. You said, and the horror pick has to be non-fandom too. And I said, yes, it does. So clearly, I'm just off my rocker, or I was off my rocker on April 14th at 10:08 p.m. Let's bring in Mike. He brought a manager. Fuck yeah!
Unprecedented. Breaking new ground.
Let's go. Cobra Kai is here. Mike, I've been studying this shit for 2 months straight. I pushed this to watch these movies over and over again to get the fucking answers I needed. And I'm here to whoop some ass.
Mike,
no mercy.
It is 4 questions that got prepped today.
In the first one,
it is 4. In the first one, strike first. In the second one, strike hard. In the third one, no mercy.
No mercy.
If it goes to the fourth one.
Did I read something about the Cobra Kai guy biting someone?
Yes.
He did.
No mercy. No mercy.
All right, great. Let's get into it. Here's how
Sensei.
Here's how it's gonna work. We'll bring in Nazario again if there's any challenges or anything. All right, here's how
we can challenge and debate. Let's go.
Here's how it's gonna work. There are 4 prep questions based on categories the players drafted, and I didn't really pay much attention to, I guess. And so they are each gonna have 1 minute to open their argument, followed by a 5-minute freeform, followed by a 1 minute closing. At the end of the debate, Kirk, Payson, and I will write on our boards who we thought won the debate. 2 out of 3 votes wins you a point. First person to 3 points wins the match. Gentlemen, any questions?
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Let's go.
Cool. let's start this off with the only fandom question we're gonna have.
My strategy all along.
The question is in the category of Galaxy Quests, drafted by Kaiser. The question is, who is the best character in either Dune Part 1 or Part 2? Though I was off my rocker. It says Dune Part or Part 2, so who knows? Anyway, Kaiser, you're going to start this one off. You have 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking.
The primary struggle in Dune is that of the inner struggle for humanity, whether a person can retain their human values of compassion and love against external forces urging them to become inhuman. This struggle defines the main character, Paul Atreides, as he struggles to maintain his humanity in a clamor that he becomes the messiah of the Fremen. But behind every great man is a great woman, and that woman, Lady Jessica Atreides, is my pick today. From the beginning, Lady Jessica is a massive influence on Paul as his mother and as his advisor. As his mother, she and Leto ensured that he became an inquisitive and bold heir to the Atreides legacy, a capable fighter, and more importantly, a leader of men. As his Bene Gesserit advisor, she gave him the tools he needed to survive her harsh lessons on using the voice to embrace his holy destiny. Whatever Paul became, Lady Jessica shaped him to be.
Time. Okay, let's move over to Mr. Hanley. Mike, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
So, category with Galaxy Quest, you know. I'm looking at it right now, and I thought it was some movie Galaxy Quest, and I looked up the name and went, what the fuck am I talking about? I thought I was having a fucking seizure here. I picked Glasu Raban Harkonnen. He's badass, you know. Fuck it, you know. He does a lot of shit in those movies, you know. Lady, whatever he said, she sucks. My time is up.
All right. Ending about 35 seconds early. Okay, so Raban versus Lady Jessica. Gentlemen,
you say the name Raban? Shit.
You have 5 minutes when one of you starts talking. I will throw up the 1 minute warning when the time comes. If one of you is not letting your opponent talk, I'm going to throw up the let your opponent talk. Okay, let's do it.
Would you like to start?
Okay, I will start. Raban does nothing in those two fucking movies. In the first movie, he's a thug. In the second movie, he's a thug, and he remains a bloody thug. In the first movie, the most interesting Harkonnen is Baron Vladimir because, to borrow another movie in this category, he's the phantom menace of the first movie. Raban is just his enforcer that does things and looks menacing at times, I guess. That doesn't make him a good character. In the second movie, all the focus is on Austin Butler. Austin Butler is the badass. Austin Butler upstages Raban, and yeah, Raban is just a sideshow. It's not interesting.
You know, but he plays it with such fucking emotional depth, man. Come on, okay? He's frustrated. He's afraid of failure. All that shit, you know. Your ladies, you know, she's just there. But he's fucking boom. He's big ass, man.
Raban doesn't play with any emotional depth. He's a bloody coward, and he remains a coward. Like the emotional depth of a coward, that there's nothing there. Meanwhile, Lady Jessica is more than just Paul's main influence. She actually, like, her son struggles, it mirrors her own. She too has to balance a human part of her that wants to be Paul's mother and a pragmatic part of her that wants to be part of the golden path. Her struggle mirrors her son's, and in the end, she herself embraces the struggle and becomes something else. That is an interesting character. Raban doesn't do anything. Mike.
But he's a symbol of oppression, man. What the fuck we doing here? What is she?
Symbol. How is he a symbol of oppression? He's a tool of oppression. He's a blunt force of it. He's a least interesting part of the symbols of oppression. A symbol of oppression is something that is like a shadowy hand, which is his uncle Baron Vladimir, or the more like, or a very lethal force like his brother Feyd-Rautha. Not him. He's just a blunt instrument.
But I just read that he's a symbol of oppression, so it's got to be correct, you know. Shit. Beat that.
But even if he is a symbol of oppression, the fact that in the second movie he's beaten down to the dirt by his cousin, by his brother, and supplanted, shows that he's not an effective symbol, and that his brother, Austin Butler, is a better symbol. So that doesn't make him like a good symbol or anything.
But he's also a sex symbol, you know? Look at that man. Jump his bones and shit.
If let's not go there about sex symbols. Lady Jessica, the fact that she herself is a Bene Gesserit, yes, she is also Paul's mother, and it's the fact that she has to balance the two parts of that, and the fact that she herself struggles to do it. Like in the movies, there's multiple scenes where she's shown to struggle immensely with the strain that she's putting on Paul. So when Paul goes to the Gom Jabba, she herself is suffering, and when Paul later lashes out, she herself is shown to be feeling very guilty and wants to console her son. She's a very complex character.
But he also wants to earn the respect of his uncle, you know? I don't know who the fuck his uncle is, but he wants to earn the respect of him. So that's a lot of shit. Right?
If he wants to earn the respect of his uncle, he doesn't do anything well enough to do it. All he does is abuse his underlings and then tries to do nothing about it. He doesn't try hard in any way.
That's the Cobra Kai way. You don't try hard, but you strike first. Strike hard. No mercy.
But even if he strikes hard and no mercy, it wasn't effective against the Fremen. Like, the Fremen beat his ass. He had to ask for help from his uncle. And he himself was placed as governor of the planet.
God damn, how much longer we got here? He's rage-filled and unpredictable, motherfucker, you know?
Okay, what I will say is yes. Dave Bautista does bring a very physical aspect to the performance, but I think the point of him being like a physical menace was so that in the second movie, it is enunciated further when Austin Butler managed to just beat him to the ground in one stroke and just strip him of all authority. I think he is a foil for his uncle and his brother, but he himself is not like he's not the main thing that you look for when you look for the Harkonnen. He's a feature, but he's not like the main feature, is what I would say.
But he's a badass feature, and that, you know, that counts for a lot of fucking shit, like a point for me, you know?
He is badass to some degree, but only to the extent where he used to prop up others, but he himself, not really.
But he's got the oppression going for him. He's got the striking sex symbolism of him. And he's got the boom.
You can't say that he's a sex symbol next to Austin Butler as Faye Router. I'm sorry.
No, that's bullshit.
All right.
What are you talking about?
All right, Mike, we're going to start closing with you. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
What was his fucking name again? You know, Batista. You know, that motherfucker, you know, he's a sex symbol. He's got that oppression going for him. He's doing something for his uncle. I don't really know what he's fucking doing for his uncle, but he's doing something. Makes him badass. Makes him striking.
All right, ending about 45 seconds early. Let's go. Kaiser, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
The mark of a great character to me is someone that changes with the concerns of the film. At the beginning of the two movies of Dune, Lady Jessica is just a mother to Paul, and she wants to do right by her son. But at the end, she has changed fundamentally. She went from being a concubine to a refugee, but ultimately she gains power to become the Fremen Reverend Mother. She involves something that is very, very, maybe inevitable in the context of the Dune movies, which is that she's less of a mother to Paul, but she's more of a Bene Gesserit who is whispering to Paul's ear. She is shaping Paul's destiny, and she ultimately will be she'll continue to be the person who is behind his every actions now that he's the emperor of Dune.
All right, ending about 15 seconds early. Let's bring in the judges.
Tim, I want to respect the game, so I was full on thinking just coming in when you brought my camera, just having my answer just flipped it over.
I thought about it as well. I'm giving my point to Kaiser.
The fuck?
I thought that he knew a lot about Dune, and I think Mike also probably knows a lot about Dune, but did not have anything ready to go and threw some shit at the wall. Kirk.
Yeah, Mike brought the Cobra Kai way, but I think he got beat by the Cobra Kaiser way.
Fuck.
Channeling my inner Robert Castor there.
Challenge.
But yeah, I feel like Mike threw some curveballs that may have knocked a lesser player for loop, but I think Kaiser did a good job just staying on track and shooting down everything Mike brought at him. I want to know what source Mike has that said that character is a sex symbol, because that was a little out of left field. But no, yeah. I mean, the other thing too is like I wouldn't. It took me a while. Like basically, Kaiser had to tell me. I don't know doing that well, and Kaiser basically had to tell me who's Mike character was. So it is what it is.
It's like, hey, do the work for me, you know.
Hey, sir.
I don't know, Kirk. I watch a lot of clips from WrestleMania 21, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good looking smile.
That's fair. All right, we're going to move on to the next question, which was drafted by Mike in the category of horror. Horror icon. If I had just paid a little bit more attention. Horror. The question is, what is the best horror film that has less than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes? I actually like this question. This is interesting. Mike knows horror. We'll see what happens. Mike, we're going to start with you. You got 1 minute when you start talking.
Awesome. So I just looked at my answer, you know. I answered Event Horizon because, of course, I fucking did. You got Sam Neill as a crazy, psychotic fucking ship captain towards the end where it becomes literal hell. And when you talk about movies that are 50% or less, this movie deserves to be more than 50%. This movie is fucking incredible. The practical effects they use to show hell and to show his fucking eyes just gone is insane. What Kaiser picked for What Lies Beneath, you know, it's just your conventional fucking Hitchcock story. It's nothing special about it. Hitchcock does it better.
Okay. Ending early. We're going to bring in Kaiser. Kaiser, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
So the movie that I picked is What Lies Beneath, a movie that I had not seen when I picked it. But now that I have seen it, I can definitively tell you that it is a very gripping movie in that I think Michelle Pfeiffer delivers a fantastic performance that to show like a slow descent into madness, and Harrison Ford delivers, in contrast, a very restrained performance, but in the end explodes. I think throughout the movie, as we follow Michelle Pfeiffer's descent into madness, we are always on the edge of our seats, because personally, I really did not decipher the mystery of what is happening at all until towards the end. I think this movie is one that, as you're watching, you're constantly trying to replay the scenes that have already happened and to see what clues that I think that I have missed. And I feel that any movie that can do that is a very worthy movie. Meanwhile, Event Horizon, false advertising is a movie.
Okay. All right. Event Horizon versus What Lies Beneath. Gentlemen, 5 minutes when one of you starts talking.
So you're saying that as she is going deep into madness, no one shows madness better than fucking Sam Neill does, man. In fucking Event Horizon, this man literally loses his fucking eyes. That's how fucking insane this man goes. They're showing literal hell. While What Lies Beneath, it's a fun story. I'll give you that. It's a fun story. It's a fun ghost story. But Hitchcock does it fucking better in every single one of his movies. The murder mystery is done better in better movies. What Lies Beneath is a cool story, but Event Horizon shows promising individual scenes that have not been shown in other movies, especially depicting hell on that ship. And Lawrence Fishburne comes out of nowhere and fucking just BAM! Hits you in your fucking face with going against Sam Neill, who turns into a complete psychopath towards the end.
What I would say is, you say that the movie depicts hell. That is incorrect. According to a quote from the movie, hell is only a word. Reality is much, much worse. What the movie shows is only a part of hell. It's not actual hell. So that's the first thing. And second thing, you said that Hitchcock movies is better than my movie. I can also say that, you know, Jason X and most of the Alien movies is better than fucking Event Horizon. Event Horizon, yes, I guess the effects are like pretty good, but it's a bit. So when I said false advertising in my opening, what I meant was I went into Event Horizon expecting like a sci-fi mystery movie, and it just went off the rails and became a movie that I didn't really like to see, which is like just everybody going crazy and bad dialogue and whatnot. Like, to give an example of another line in the movie, where we are going, we don't need eyes to see. Like this is cheesy as dialogue that it just I feel that doesn't really belong in this type of movies. I think when you want to do like a sci-fi horror space movie, you need to be serious and not overly comedic like this one is.
So you bring up Jason X. So you bring up one of the worst Friday movies to compare to Event Horizon, which is insane, because Event Horizon just fucking totally rips that movie apart. Depicting of hell in reality, that is reality. Hell is reality. And that's what it shows in Event Horizon. What Lies Beneath has character moments in it, small character moments, and is over the top with Michelle Pfeiffer, compared to Event Horizon, where it does over the top as well, but it does over the top better, because it gives you the essence of fucking Sam Neill going completely, utterly insane, while also showing other characters reacting to his insaneness and how they react towards it. It has amazing practical effects. It has sensed a cult following sense. What Lies Beneath, it came, it went, barely anybody talks about it. Event Horizon got new releases coming out because of the cult-like status of it. They've been trying to find other footage of it because they want to see more. They don't want to see less. They want to see fucking more from Event Horizon than it's already given.
I understand that Event Horizon has gotten a cult following, but I'm not really sure what it does to deserve it. I think yes, Samuel does turn a bit batshit insane, but that's only because he basically is taken over by another character midway through the movie. That isn't what Samuel was towards the beginning of the movie. And as for going batshit insane, I would argue that Harrison Ford at the end of What Lies Beneath also goes batshit insane in the best possible way that I think is comparable to maybe Larry Fishburne in Event Horizon.
Harrison Ford doesn't really go insane. He just plays the same type of character that is played in those type of movies, which is going off of Michelle Pfeiffer's over-the-topness and trying to control the emotional stability of the movie, while Lawrence Fishburne takes the over-the-topness of Sam Neill, and he has his own flavor to it, which you get. You talk about the cheesy dialogue as well. Both movies have cheesy dialogue. Horror movies are known to have cheesy dialogue. That's why Event Horizon overtakes that, because it has the cheesiest of dialogue. And it works well with the story being told. It's already a fantastical story. It's already a fantastical world. So having the cheesy dialogue makes sense. What Lies Beneath is supposed to be a straight up regular story. So that cheesy dialogue doesn't work with the world. It just overtakes it and it takes you out of the world. While Event Horizon just brings you right back into it. Because Event Horizon, its own world, its own story. It does not take place in this reality compared to What Lies Beneath, which is a story that is a fucking real life scenario. Event Horizon is not a real life scenario.
Yeah. What I'll say about What Lies Beneath is that yes, there are cheesy moments, but those are like very interspersed throughout, like very restrained and very like normal, normal urban performances, which is as such, when those cheesy lines come up, it actually hits because it's a welcome respite from the mundanity and it makes you appreciate the movie more. Meanwhile, Event Horizon is just too much of everything. Just too cheesy, too practical, I guess.
Okay. We're going to start with Kaiser for closings. Kaiser, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
Regardless of what movie has cult following or not, and I do think Event Horizon can be cult in that regard because it's designed to be a cult movie with its sci-fi status. But What Lies Beneath, I feel, has just overall better performances. It does tension very, very well. It has better characters. I actually think that Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford both gave performances that is against the type of them as actors. And therefore, this is why I think What Lies Beneath is a better overall movie that doesn't deserve to be rotten. It deserves credit as, if nothing else, maybe if the dialogue is not that great, for the performances.
Okay. We are going to go over to Mike. Mike, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
So you said during an argument that cheesy dialogue doesn't belong in a horror movie that takes you out of it, but then you just admitted that What Lies Beneath has cheesy dialogue. So in your essence, your movie fails at that. Well, I confirm that cheesy dialogue belongs in a horror movie, and that's why Event Horizon does cheesy dialogue better, because in Event Horizon, it's a fantastical story with fantastical characters, reached with ridiculous dialogue that you love to see in horror movies to bring you out of the horror elements for a little bit and give you into the comedic moments to make the horror elements go stronger than before. Sam Neill's performance is fucking incredible. I think he's only done 2 other movies that can top that fucking performance, and Lawrence Fishburne just fucking kills it the entire time. The practical effects are fucking incredible. What Lies Beneath is just a straight up revenge Hitchcockian murder story that has been done better in other better movies.
Wow, only ending 10 seconds early on that one. All right. Gonna bring in the judges. Mike, do you need your manager at all?
Yeah, fuck it, bring him in.
Okay.
Go Kai. Look at that fucking face.
Handsome.
Sorry,
You want to talk about your kid here? You're muted, goddammit.
You probably shouldn't bring this on call, Mike. I think that's a little personal.
I'm gonna say this to you, Mike. You did not strike first.
Oh, the fuck.
Harsh. Okay. Payson, you're starting.
I think this fight was a lot better than the first.
Really?
Really?
I think both players gave good arguments, but I think one just did a much better job at taking down the other's argument based on what they were saying. I went with Mike. Just him saying, like, when Kaiser started criticizing Event Horizon for being too cheesy, and then Mike was like, have you seen Michelle Pfeiffer's acting in What Lies Beneath? It's ridiculous. And then when Kaiser said, like, Harrison Ford is incredible in the last act, Mike was like, nah, he's kind of just doing the same thing he always does, just in a villain role in What Lies Beneath. But I think the killer line for me, and it happened early, was when Kaiser said, I want my horror sci-fi movies to be more grounded, like the Alien movie or Jason X. And then Mike just said, you want it to be more grounded like Jason X? So Mike gets my point.
All right. Yeah, I also went with Mike.
Oh!
I like both these movies, actually. I just saw What Lies Beneath for the first time like a year ago, and Event Horizon is maybe the best piece of cinema ever created. So that I'm joking. I think it's pretty fine. But
Fuck.
I enjoy it for what it is, but I understand why it has on. But no, I think Mike just did I agree with Payson. I think Mike just like kind of took what Kaiser was throwing at him and slapped it away. Like Mike knows these movies clearly, and it went to his benefit. I think Kaiser, like he obviously said, like he watched the movie, but I mean, like this is Mike's bread and butter. So I thought you said that. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. So let's go to Quirk.
Yeah, I also went with Mike. Did a really good job. Did a really good job settling down this fight. And I think Kaiser brought some strong arguments, but I think Mike was pretty much just bulletproof. He was either either able to take Kaiser's arguments against his movie and turn them into strengths, like the cheesy dialogue, like the overtopness, or he would take Kaiser's arguments for his movie and kind of turn it around on him. So I think he did a really good job of just kind of like controlling the argument the whole way through. So yeah, good recovery, Mike.
Yeah. After I watched the movie, I was like, this movie is boring as shit.
It's pretty boring. For the record, this is Mike's 4th Fanzone debate. And this was his first clean sweep.
Fucking A right it was. I can retire now happy. Thank you.
Congrats, Mike.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, so we're going to get into the next one, which was drafted by Kaiser in the category of family. No?
Yeah, but I forgot which was the family question.
Yeah. The question is, which family film should more people see?
That one. Yeah, okay.
Kaiser, start, and you get 1 minute when you start talking.
People love the Muppets. Treasure Island is a very famous story. But why is Muppet Treasure Island not a big box office success? I think it's because people think these two stories, they have different audiences, therefore they don't match up very well. But in reality, I think Muppet Treasure Island is a movie more people should see because I think in the whole context of the Muppet canon, I think it's really one of the better movies because I think this is a movie that combines the family fun that the Muppets are known for, but it also has legitimately fantastic performances, both from the Jim Hawkins actor whose name I do not know, and also Tim Curry, who actually delivers a very, I feel like not just a fun but a layered and believable performance as Long John Silver. And yeah, I skip over the Muppets. The Muppets themselves are at the apex of their powers. Like Kermit as Snorlax was really a rollicking good fun. Fozzie Bear was fun. Miss Piggy was dumb as always. So yeah, great time.
Kaiser, anti-pig. All right, let's bring in Mike. Mike, you have 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking.
Okay, so this question is, which family film should more people see? I'm going with Explorers because Explorers rarely seen by anybody. It's a 80s movie that kind of came and went, but it is such an amazing story with childlike wonder, with fucking aliens, and just showing what a kid's imagination can bring him. A lover of sci-fi, just like myself, growing up and wanting to explore the world. He gets to do it through a fucking bubble. Muppet Treasure Island is a fucking known movie. The reason it didn't make a lot of money is that it's just an okay Muppet movie. There are better Muppet movies out there than Muppet Treasure Island. Tim Curry's probably the only thing good about that movie, and even he isn't at his best. Explorer has Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix giving fucking performances that are fantastic, especially Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke starts off fucking fantastic in this movie. That's why I believe Explorers should be seen by more people.
Oh, Mike using almost the whole minute. I love it. All right, guys. 5-minute freeform when one of you starts talking.
So yeah, I agree that the Explorers is a very good movie, but I think a key point is that it is 3/4 of a good movie because I think the first 3 quarters, as you said, Ethan Hawke and Ray Phoenix building a spaceship, like the whole journey of them building a spaceship was really, really great. But the last quarter was where the film drops off a bloody cliff the moment they meet the goddamn aliens who looks extremely ugly, and the film feels very rushed, which Joe Dante has admitted in interviews that it is because it is rushed. It's an incomplete movie. So if a movie is only 3/4 of a good movie, then why would I not watch movies from the same era, such as E.T., which is actually like a coherent, full good movie, instead of watching why do I watch this film instead of E.T.?
So you can actually say the same thing about Muppet Treasure Island as an incomplete third act. The ship is the most complete act of that movie. The ship part is fun. It's entertaining. Tim Curry's at his best. So the moment they get on that island, kind of shuts down and kind of falls apart. And that is what the fucking movie title is, Muppet Treasure Island. It's not Muppet Ship Island. If it's Muppet Ship Island, fucking A, man, everyone's going to be there. But Muppet Treasure Island, not many people showed up for that. But they showed up for fucking Explorers because Explorers has great fantastical effects for especially the time period. It has performances that are fucking amazing from the 2 kid actors. It has fantastical elements from a kid's imagination purposes that any small child would love to see in a movie like that and love to explore.
But what I will say about Muppet Treasure, you say that nothing much happens on the island. I agree that nothing much in terms of plot happens, but 2 things happen that I think is very good on the island. The first thing is the Boom Shakalaka song, which I think is the best number in the movie, alongside Silver's own number, and also character moments. I think that the moment where Long John Silver saves James Hawkins from a pirate is a very defining point of their relationship and establishes the complexity that I think John Silver and Jim Hawkins has in his movie, and it's what cements the movie for me, because I think all the other Muppet movies, that they all have like good comedic performance and they're all very, very funny, but the human connection, which is the most important thing in the movie for me, is the one that is the most present in Muppet Treasure Island.
The problem is you just picked the worst character in Muppet Treasure Island, Jim Hawkins. That's the worst character in this interpretation of Muppet Treasure Island, in Treasure Island. Because the performance just isn't there. He cannot hold this movie at all. He needs Tim Curry there. He needs fucking Kermit. He needs a Muppet to help him hold his fucking performance up, which is crazy. Because Explorers, they don't have Muppets and they hold their performances up.
In fairness, even if, yes, you can say Kermit helps the performances, but I think Jim Hawkins more than holds his own, like the actor more than holds his own, because I do find that his so-called father-son relationship with Long John Silver is a very interesting dynamic, and it's something that they both sell very, very well, because it is not a very typical father-son relationship. There is like cause and benefit attached to it, but they portrayed it really, really well, in my opinion.
What Explorers does is it takes also Ethan Hawke's career and it starts his career. What happened with Jim Hawkins guy? What did he do after this? Did he do anything?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter because you're talking about his performance. His performance wasn't that great, so he didn't get more opportunities after this compared to someone like Ethan Hawke, who used this movie as his starting point and skyrocketed his career to bigger, better performances later on. Also, with the story for Explorers, with everything exploring space, when you want to watch a movie compared to like a fantasy story like Treasure Island, you want to see the fights, you want to see the fucking carnage. You don't really get that. You get an addition of that, but you don't get the full version of that. Explorers, when you hear Explorers, you want to see them exploring. You want to see them go out in the universe. That's exactly what you get with this movie. Is when he gets in that bubble, he goes out into space. He goes out exploring.
I mean, yes, he goes and find aliens, but the aliens are hideous. They look freaking ridiculous, and their motivations is like they learn about Earth through TV, and they decide, and they think Earth is bad because of TV. Just to me, it's something that is very fucking ridiculous, and I'm surprised more people don't like point this out and say that, what the hell are we doing here? What is this?
They're aliens. They have all kinds of different species. Of course, some are going to look ridiculous, like human beings. There's some human beings that look ridiculous, but it doesn't matter. Aliens are aliens.
Just looking like shit. They look like shit.
Doesn't matter if they look like shit. They do their job, which is be aliens.
I prefer good character design in my movies, like Muppet Treasure Island.
Time. Okay. We're going to start with Mike on this one. Mike, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
Talk about the character designs. Muppet Treasure Island has Muppets that have better character designs than other Muppets in other movies. And the ship is an alright looking ship, but Hook does it fucking better. And then the island portion of it is just kind of there. There's nothing to cry about. Explorers takes the story of exploration and it gives you exactly what you want from the movie. A little child exploring fucking space in a goddamn bubble. Doesn't matter if the aliens look ridiculous or not. They're there to be aliens, and that's what they're doing. He gets to explore just like any child would like to explore space. While Muppets, you want to see them be Muppets. You don't want to see them be other characters. You want to see them be the fucking Muppets, which they do in better movies. And you have Jim Hawkins, who is probably the worst interpretation of that character done by that actor, compared to River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke, who both had promising careers afterwards. River Phoenix less than Ethan Hawke because of the unfortunate accident. But Ethan Hawke takes that performance and he skyrockets it to the top.
Okay. We're going to move over to Kaiser. Kaiser, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
Ultimately, my issue with the Explorers is that it has major flaws in its third act. It ends very abruptly. The alien design is just not that great. Meanwhile, for Muppet Treasure Island, yes, the Treasure Island part is the weakest part of the movie, but that is the case for Treasure Island, the novel, and Treasure Island, and all the other interpretations of a Treasure Island. The most important part is the journey, and I think the movie nails it very, very well. And I would like to re-emphasize, a movie is good at its best dynamic, and I think that the dynamic between Long John and Jim Hawkins, yes, the Jim Hawkins guys is delivering a typical child actor performance. Is it great? No, but his relationship with Tim Curry's character is what makes the movie work. It makes the movie tick, and is ultimately why I enjoy this movie above a lot of other Muppet movies. And the Muppet themselves, the character design, they don't look that different to me. They look like Muppets. So, yeah.
Okay. Whoops. All right. Bring in the judges.
Bring in my manager.
All right.
You strike hard in the second question.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirk, we're starting with you on this one.
All right. Fill in the blank that more people should see is a question that's been popping up a lot. It's hard to debate and it's hard to judge because it usually turns into what movie is better. And that's not specifically answering the question. And it's hard. I'm not holding it against anybody. I struggle with it when I have to debate it. That being said, I had to kind of shift through. They both made good arguments for their movie, but I had to shift through the arguments to find things specifically about why more people should see it. And that's why I think Mike gave me more on that. I think just hitting specifically about how, hey, this is a good movie for kids. The kid would want to see to explore the imagination and see all these things. Getting to see the movie that launched Ethan Hawke's career, and also the takedown with we've seen the Muppets are better and better movies, and we'd rather see them play themselves and see them play different characters. So again, not taking anything away from Kaiser's overall argument defending his movie, but I think Mike just gave me a little more to specifically answer the question.
Okay, Payson.
Yeah, I think this was probably the best argument of the night so far. I think both players made good points. I also went with Mike. Like Kurt said, I was realizing midway through the argument, it was becoming a lot of which movie is better, and I also realized that's not what the question was about. I think Mike did a better job of saying why there are other better Muppet movies to watch, and why there are other different adaptations of Treasure Island to watch, while Kaiser didn't really do as good of a job saying, well, there are better family sci-fi movies to watch. And Mike said what made this unique is the fact that it did launch in his career, and the fact that it does just capture that wonder of being a kid. So I would with Mike.
Great.
Mike didn't.
Jesus fucking.
I agree with pretty much everything. I agree with pretty much everything you guys said. Also, I think something that was really important was right at the top. Mike just opened it up with, people know this movie. Like, what are you talking about? And Kaiser never really, I felt gave a strong argument against that. And that's literally the question. So I think Kaiser did a good job for Muppet Treasure Island. I love that movie. And I had never heard of Explorers, but I think Mike, had the better argument. So with that, Mike is in the lead. Oh, where are you going on? Okay. So Mike is up 2-1. We're going on to the final prep question. Yeah. Kaiser needs to hit this in order to send it to the bonus. If Mike hits this, he wins. So the question is in the category of sci-fi fantasy. Question is, which non-fandom sci-fi fantasy film has the coolest fictional world? All right, so Mike, you're kicking this one off. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
So I believe the coolest fictional world in a sci-fi fantasy movie is the only answer, which is Ready Player One. Because Ready Player One has the Oasis. And the Oasis, you can fucking go anywhere and do anything you want. You can go to any planet you want. You can go to this fucking Clandathu planet and go chill with the fucking bugs over there. You can go fucking with Zelda and go chill over there. You can go to Jurassic Park and go see some fucking dinos. You can do anything you fucking want on any of these planets. Yes, you have to have some sort of money to do it. Yes, but they have so many options for you to gain money in there that it makes it so much easier to go explore anywhere you want. And yeah, during the movie, they have the whole game aspect going on, but you don't even have to be a part of that. You can just enjoy the fucking world all you want and have fun anywhere you fucking want to. You don't have to just stay on one planet. You can go to different planets. You can go chill anywhere.
Okay. We're going to move over to Kaiser. Kaiser, you have 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking.
So the world that I picked was the Marvel world in the recently released the 2024-ish the Marvel Bros movie. I think that is a movie where you can do a lot of things. For example, you can go to Princess Peach's castle and play an obstacle course. You can go to the Monkey Land and fight Donkey Kong and like fight a bunch of people in like Smash Bros. Tournaments, and you can even like race on like a racetrack, or you can even go to Bowser's place, which is the lava place, and listen to him play on a piano in music, and over and over you can just meet a lot of like very beloved characters that you've known from the old Mario Nintendo games, and just have a really fun time with them. And they're very chill, they're very fun. You can do a lot of things. You will never be bored. Versus the Oasis, which is a very problematic world. My world doesn't really have problems.
All right. Let's go over, bring in Mike. Guys, you have 5 minutes when one of you starts talking.
So, what if you don't want to be in an animated world? What happens? You just got to be there. In the Oasis, you can be in the animated world. You can go visit Super Mario Land and have some fun at Mushroom Kingdom, do all that shit. But you could also go do all kinds of other shit that you actually want to fucking do as well. You don't have to just be stuck in fucking Mario Land dealing with Bowser and fucking Donkey Kong all day. You can go fucking see Misery, man. You can watch movies in this fucking world all fucking day you want to.
Okay, that's the thing. Mario Land, yes, is limited to the Mario World, but in the Mario World, there's already a lot of stuff that you can do. Like all the games that you see in a Mario Party is more than 90 in the Mario World as well. Meanwhile, the Oasis has a major problem. It is a game, and inside a game, the biggest problem with games of this nature is toxicity. Games of this nature, the players, and especially in open world games where there are players, is very, very toxic, and this is addressed in Ready Player One, where an Asian guy has to mask his true identity in order to play a game. Why would I want to live in a world and play in a world where I have to mask my own identity, especially because I'm Asian as well? That just doesn't make sense. You cannot fully express yourself when you're in Ready Player One.
The other toxicity in Donkey Kong as well, in Super Mario World as well, because you have Donkey Kong and Bowser trying to kill your ass. Bowser is trying to fucking delete an entire species, mind you, trying to delete the fucking humans off the goddamn planet. So that's toxicity in Super Mario World. But see, hey, you don't have to just fucking stay there. You can go to a different planet where there's no toxicity. They have the little basement that they chill in an oasis that they don't have any toxicity there. It's just them and their friends. They also have the ability to have the fucking suits that you can feel everything in this world. You can smell everything in this world. You can do everything you fucking want. You can go to a dance club all fucking day.
Exactly. So the problem with the Oasis, and this is the premise of the Ready Player One, is if you can already do all those things in a game, why not do the thing in real life where it is better? And that is the point of the whole movie, is that there needs to be a limit set on the number of hours that you spend in the Oasis towards the end, because you can experience all the things out there. And you talk about all these movies in a Ready Player One. Like, why would you not watch the movies by yourself with your family instead of watching it in Oasis? Why? And especially, why does the Oasis have to be constantly based on existing IP instead of creating anything that is original?
Because people love IPs, let alone a fucking box office to tell you that. But also the fact that you don't just get to watch it, you get to experience it. You can't go experience Middle Earth in real life. You can't go fucking see Saruman. You can't go see Frodo. You can't go see Bilbo. You can't go fucking see Harry Potter. Like, you can watch the movies, but you can go fucking meet them in the Oasis. You can go fucking explore. You can go anywhere you fucking want to. You can go to Super Mario and you can chill there for a day and have fun like Disney World, have some fun, little kid shit. But then you can go to fucking Predator. You can go chill over there, man, and have fucking battles over there. And then they have battles throughout the fucking world that you can go. If you want to go into challenges and shit, you can go challenges with other players and try to gain more money. You can go through races. You can go through a bunch of shit. You can experience movies in reality. You can go see the fucking Shining and be in the Shining. You can go to fucking Jurassic Park. You can be in Jurassic Park.
That's the problem. It's not real. And the thing is, what you're describing is filming locations do exist. If I want to experience the Lord of the Rings, I can just go on a trip to New Zealand and experience the real set that is physically there with my own 2 feet in itself, having to rely on something that's entirely virtual. And I think your point on toxicity about Bowser, yes, but Bowser is fun. Bowser, in the context of the world, is a fun character and he's a fun villain. In the context of your movie, those humans, they exist in real life. And also to a point, there's a whole evil organization whose whole intention is to make the Oasis not fun by flooding it with like so-called professional people who is out to do quests. And if you imagine if you want to do the quest, those people are just crowding and making the game. That's fun.
Once the quest ends, that's it. There's no more quests. You can go explore the world. And Mushroom Kingdom is not a real world either. So talking about that, you can go visit. You can't go visit Mushroom Kingdom in reality. You have to go there.
In the context of Ready Player One, Oasis is not real. In the context of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the Mushroom Kingdom is real. That's the difference.
Oasis is real. They show virtuality. You can live there. You can work there. You can make money there. So it is real. You can gain real money from there. So it is a real.
People know that it is real. It's what I am saying, and that is a big one because if people know that it is real life, I'd rather just go out and explore with real people. That's my. But
you can't go explore Jurassic Park. You can't go to the fucking Jurassic Park Island and visit dinosaurs. But you can in the Oasis. So Mario, you can already go do that in the Oasis.
Yeah, theme parks in Jurassic Park and filming locations where I can go and visit at any time that I want.
Okay, let's start with Kaiser on this one. Kaiser, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
Ultimately, when I'm looking at a world that is cool, I want a place where I can actually do my things in peace, where I can have the most fun, like the maximum amount of fun. The problem with the Oasis is that I know that there's toxic people out there who's trying to hurt my feelings. So why would I want to go into a world that is that even with the attraction that it offers, which I also know that I can experience in real life. Meanwhile, in the Super Mario Brothers world, all the characters are very friendly. Yes, they are they are fictional characters, but those fictional characters, they're all fun in their own way, and yet some of them might hurt me like Bowser, but I already know what a Bowser's weaknesses. I know how to avoid him, and I can avoid him altogether if I just go to the Mushroom Kingdom. Like in the Oasis, bad apples exist everywhere. If you want to avoid bad apples in the Mario world, I'll just go to the Princess Peach's Kingdom or Donkey Kong's place. I know how to avoid toxicity.
Okay. Let's go over to Mike. Mike, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
The Super Mario Land Mushroom Kingdom is not a peaceful world because you have characters trying to kill your ass throughout the entire time you're there. You got Bowser, you got his little henchmen, you got fucking Donkey Kong trying to throw barrels and kill your ass. In the Oasis, you can avoid all that. You can go to peaceful planets and just chill out, watch fucking movies if you want to. But then if you want to get into battles, if you want to get into danger, you can go do that as well. You don't have to be sectioned off by just one area the entire time. You can go visit anywhere you want. You can go, if you want to do movies, if you want to be in a fucking band, you can go be in a band. The Mushroom Kingdom suffers for it being just one area that if you don't want to be a part of the fucking animation, then you kind of fuck because you're there. That's all you get to do. And then characters are trying to fucking kill you. The only thing exciting is you maybe get to save somebody here and there. Oasis, you can do so many other things other than just saving a fucking princess. You can go battle fucking demons. You can go battle bugs. You can go battle aliens. Or you can just chill and watch a movie with your friends. Or you can, jack off, whatever you want to do.
What?
Let's be real. Are we saying
bring in my manager? Just wanted Tim to crack at the end there, and I got his ass.
Good showing of no mercy, Mike.
I think both of you need to learn what cool is.
Yeah, this was good shit, guys.
Yeah, this was great. Yeah. This was great.
All right. Backstage during this question.
Did I what?
You see me backstage during this question?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I like both these picks. I think these are good picks. We didn't really argue the question. We argued like, which world would you want to live in? Which would be the best? We were talking about like, fuck, Bowser's gonna rip your berries, and you could be persecuted for your race in the Oasis, and like, no, I like which are fair points about these movies and the worlds, but didn't really go into like why it was a cool world, a cool fictional world. It was mostly just like why you wouldn't want to live there. So unfortunately, I threw a lot of that stuff out. And ultimately, I went with Mike. I just thought listening to all of the things about the world that they gave me, especially in the opening, I think Mike did the better job. Kaiser was like, yeah, you can like, fight Donkey Kong. That's cool. And you can like, you can go to Princess Peach, I guess. Whereas Mike was like, you want a dinosaur to serve you a burger? Here you go. Like he was just like throwing out like so much stuff that I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, Kirk.
Yeah, I think all three of us are the same. The same mind here, where we really kind of skipped over the specific superlative we had there.
We made our own question.
Yeah, it was about like you said. There's a million things of why we would want to be there, not want to be there. But when you hone in on coolest, and like same thing you, Tim, I had to throw a lot of stuff out and just try to find specifically what made it cool. I also had to go with Mike. I feel like very rarely can you win an argument by just throwing things out. Hey, there's this, there's this, there's dinosaurs, and there's movies, and you could be in a band. Very rarely is that going to work. I feel like this is the one time and the one argument where that's going to win it, could win it for you, because all that stuff is cool, and having those options is cool. And I think the one thing where Kaiser's hitting the toxicity and how the corporation's sending people in, and Mike said early on, you don't have to play the game. Just go off and do your own thing by yourself, and you won't be bothered. So that I think that really shut down the one hefty argument that Kaiser was making. But I think Mike just overwhelmed with. I think again, and the fact he could say everything in your world is also in mine, could also potentially be in mine, was a hard hurdle for him to overcome. So I had to go with Mike.
All right, Payson, your vote doesn't count. Where would you have gone?
So there were 4 things said in this fight that were so ridiculous I had to write them down. I won't say them all, but
you gotta save them one though.
The big one that I just got was, what if you don't want to be in an animated movie from Mike? Mike, the Oasis is fucking animated. Like So when I saw Mike pick the Oasis, I was like, okay, yeah, it's a fun world to live in, but if Kaiser just picks like Blade Runner or Akira or The Matrix, he has this unlocked. And then the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Mike said, cool, it was a sweet.
Oh my god.
Mike did a better job of saying like, hey, look, I guess it is just kind of cool. You can go and do whatever you want. And Kaiser was like, you can fight Donkey Kong. By the way, my favorite line of tonight was, there's toxicity in the Mushroom Kingdom as well. And I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
That was bullshit right there.
Bullshit. If you think there's something problematic about the Mushroom Kingdom, look up the theories on what the blocks represent. And,
All right, well, that means your winner is
my God.
Mike Hanley. With some post-match reviews. Kaiser, I feel like you probably felt pretty good after that first one, because Mike was just so ridiculously unprepared, and then he came out swinging in the rest of the match. Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, when I received the question, I was like, okay. I only really wanted to get the first question right. The rest of the questions, I'll see how it goes. Like, I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. When Mike picked horror, I was like, oh well, this is gonna be bad because I don't like horror movies. So I wasn't surprised that I lost a horror fight, and I felt like the other 2 rounds, like even though I think it was a sweep, I felt like I still made like pretty decent-ish arguments for. So I can't feel bad about how I did today, but congrats to Mike. 3-3. Actually, I think all the questions today were like clean sweep, so there was a clear winner in like everyone. So congrats to Mike. Yeah.
Kaiser, this is only your second match, so like there's nowhere to go but up. But I think you still show a lot of promise in the league. I agree with you that your arguments were still very good. It was just Mike was being a crazy person. So Kaiser, we will definitely be having you back. I look forward to seeing you when you return and hopefully get that first win. So thanks for being here, Kaiser. As we bring in the winner and his manager. What?
See, I tried to use the same strategy against Joe with the big dick, and he got me with fucking sexualization and shit, and I couldn't come back from it. So then Kaiser hit me with the racism, and I went, oh shit. And then I went, it's going to start over again. But then I went, I got to throw something out there and see if it fucking works. I don't know how the fuck I won this. I shouldn't have won this. Kaiser's fucking great at this shit. I just showed up and did what I did. It just worked this time.
I do have a question for the judges.
Yeah.
Did this go the way you think it was going to go?
No.
Mike?
Mostly because, not that Mike's not good at this, because I think when he's passionate about something, he can argue really well. It's that every other match he comes in and goes, for the next Bond villain, I'm going Lord Humongous. He's got a big dick. He's going to be played by Jeffrey Wright because he's got a big dick. And that's his whole argument. So
But it's a solid argument, though. Okay.
I was just expecting a lot of that.
Yeah.
Mike.
And it didn't happen.
You definitely did not strike first.
It's true.
You did strike hard. You showed no mercy. And you swept the leg. Literally. You swept 3 rounds.
It's fucking crazy.
I like the fact that you tricked them into not having a second fandom category.
I didn't even know thing. I just voted
everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit. Mike, you got anything you want to say?
Fuck it. No mercy. No, fight somebody if you want to. Fuck it.
Well, Mike, congrats on the first win on your record. Very impressive. We will see you very soon. That's going to do it for us today at Fanzone Debate. Not how I expected this evening to go. Absolutely insane.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm proud of Mike. I would say I'm proud of Mike. I've seen him do this a lot. And I was worried after that first debate. I was kind of like, oh no, what are we getting into? And this is what Mike is capable of. I think Mike is a good fighter when he's fighting something he's passionate about and it's something that he really puts thought into. He can be really good at this. So I think this is the Mike that I hope we keep seeing. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I'm really happy to see this side of Mike show up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So thank you, Kirk. Thank you, Payson, for judging this one with me. Thank you to Mike and Kaiser and I guess Nazario. We'll be back next week for the finals of the tournament. Joe Farrelly going up against Nazario. We'll see that next week. I'm scared. So we'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one. Bye.
There we go. Thanks a lot. Come again.
Hey, I won't forget what you've done for me here today.
I would prefer that you do.